Hi students, welcome to Roots Academy. Myself Inayatullah, lecturer of mathematics. In our last video, we discussed about functions. In that we studied about domain, range and codomain of function. In today's video, let us know about types of functions, which is very important in functions. So first we'll discuss one by one. The first one is identity function. Identity function. So what is an identity function? Here all the functions are defined from real numbers to real numbers. So we can define identity function as a function f from R to R is said to be an identity function, given by y is equals to f of x, and that should be equals to x. Y is equals to f of x and f of x is x. That means y is equals to x. This kind of functions where input and output are equal, then we can call it as identity functions. We can see here it is real numbers to real numbers. So with the help of this, let us see the graph. Y is equals to x. The graph of this will be this is my x-axis, this is my y-axis, this is my negative x, and this is my positive y, and this is a 0 origin 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 negative 1 negative 2 negative 3 negative 1 negative 2 negative 3. Okay, let us start giving values to this x. This x is an independent here and y is dependent. So here if I put x is equals to 1 in this, then what is y? Since y is equals to x, so whatever values I am giving to x, same values I will get for y also. So if I put x is equal to 1, then y is also 1, isn't it? If I put x is equals to 2, then y is also 2. If I put x is equals to 3, obviously this is 3. Let us check negative value. But if I put x is equal to 0, 100% no doubt, it is 0 only. If I put x is equal to minus 1, negative values, then what happens? Obviously y is also negative, negative 1. If I put minus 2, it is minus 2, minus 3, so it is minus 3. If at all, if I start joining these points, I will get a straight line. In identity function graph, I will get a straight line which is passing through the origin. And one more thing, one more speciality in this. This line divides xy plane into two equal parts, two symmetrical parts. Positive xy plane or negative xy plane. Negative x, negative y plane. It divides into two symmetrical parts, and the line always passing through origin. This is the graph of an identity function. If this is a graph, then let us see what is the domain range of this function. Here the domain, as we know, it is an input whatever we are giving, and the range is always whatever the output we are getting. See, input I defined it is real numbers to real numbers. Both the sets are real numbers here. So whatever the values I want, I can give to x because it is an independent. So here domain is a real number. Okay. Next, what is the range I am getting? As I said, y is equals to x, so obviously no doubt the range is also a real number. The range is real number. If you want, you can put just capital R. And obviously codomain is always our second set. This is also a real number. capital R. So student, this is about identity function. Very basic functions. Okay. Let us discuss the second one. Constant function. Constant. Constant means what? It is a fixed number. Fixed function. It means whatever the input we want, we can give, but the output is always a fixed constant. So output will never change. That kind of quantities are called as constant. Let us see how can we define in functions. Okay. A function f from R to R, that is real numbers to real numbers, said to be a constant function, given by y is equals to f of x, and that should be equals to c, where this x belongs to R and c is also from real numbers, and this c is also from real numbers. Means this c, whatever the c constant value we are taking, that must be belongs from real number. It cannot be out of the real number. This is the definition of constant function. So let us see the graph of this constant function. Okay. This is positive x, positive y, negative x, negative y. Okay, this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3. Okay, let us take the positive values of y. 1, 2, 3. So students, here I should fix what is c here. C is any real number. Let us consider in this case, for me the c is 2. This 2 is my c. This is fixed number here. So let us start giving values to this. If I put x is equals to 0 here, if I put x is equal to 0 in this function, in this program, then what is the output I am getting? That is important. So in this program, that is in this function, if I am putting x is equals to 0 as an input, then my output is 2. The output is 2. Then if I put x in this function, then what is the output I am getting? If I put x is 1, then in output is again, it is 2 only. Why always it is 2 is because I fixed it is 2 is the value of c. If you want, you can take 3, you can take 1, or you can take negative values also. But whatever the number you will fix for this c, always that will be the output. That is the answer. Next, if I put x is equals to 2 in this function, then what is that? It is 2. If I put x is equal to 3, then also the output is 2 only. If I put x is equal to 4, then also it is 2. Like that, if I comes to negative value, not only it is a direct value 1, 2, 3. Even if I put any decimals here, if I put any decimal to x, that also answer is plus 2 only. So if I put x is equal to minus 1, then also the answer is plus 2. If I put x is equal to minus 2, it is plus 2. Minus 3, if x is minus 3, then also it is y is 2. It means if I start joining these dots or these points, then I will get a line. Then see, I am getting a line which is parallel to x-axis. The line which is parallel to x-axis I am getting. So it means whenever a constant function will get, that time the line is always parallel to x-axis. That time the line must be always parallel to x-axis. Then let us see what is the domain here. Domain of the constant function. As we know, domain is real number. It is defined from real numbers to real number. The domain is real number, capital R. Then next, what is the range? What are the output I am getting? See here, there is only one output. So this is the only range for me. So what is that? That range is C. And in this case, only student, the example I had taken here, according to that, the value of C is 2. But the range is C. If you change the value of C, that you can write it here. Obviously, codomain is real number R. So student, this is about the constant function. Let us go to the next function. Sorry, types of functions. Third one, modulus function. Third one is modulus function. What is modulus function? Mod means we can give anything as an input, but always the output will expect it is positive answer. So let us see the definition of mod function. A function f from R to 1, real numbers to real numbers, given by or defined by y is equals to f of x, and this x, f of x is equals to mod x. Any variable or any number we write between two straight lines, that is called as mod or modulus, full form. Shortcut we will declare that MOD, mod or modulus. What is this modulus function defines? Says that it has two values of x. This modulus function says that always it has two values of x. One is for positive, other is for negative. So this modulus function says it has x. When it has x, if x is greater than 0, if x is greater than 0, if it is equals to 0, then 100% no doubt it is 0 only. But in case if I am taking any negative value, then it says that its function is minus x. This says that its function is minus x. So that is modular function. Clearly it says that it has two values. One is positive x, other is negative x. When positive x will come, whenever we are giving any positive values to this function or program, then we will get always x as a function. If I am taking any negative value, means less than 0, it can be any decimal, anything, but less than 0, that time always my function is minus x. My function is negative x. So if I take negative x as a function and I am giving negative values to x, so this becomes minus into minus, always it is plus. For example, if I am taking negative values to x, if I am taking f of minus 1 here, x is minus 1, then for me the function is minus x, but what is x here? The value of x is minus 1, so minus of minus 1, so it is plus 1. If I put plus 1, like that, if I put x is equals to 1, then function is x. In that, if I put x is equal to 1, it is 1, plus 1 and plus 1. So with the help of this, we can come to know that in modulus, always the output is positive numbers. Okay. Let us see the graph of this modulus function. Graph. Positive x-axis, negative x, positive y, negative y, origin 0. Okay. Next, let us put the numbers here 1, 2, 3, 4, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4. Okay, here 1, 2, 3, 4. These are the numbers. Let us start giving values to this function. First, positive values. If you put x is equals to 1, then it is positive x. It is x only. If I put x is equal to 2, obviously it is 2. See, because for positive values, it becomes an identity function. Y is equal to x, we can consider. But actually it is mod x. If I put x is equal to 2, then y is also 2. If I put x is equal to 3, then also y is 3. If I put x is equal to 4, y is also 4. Let us take negative values here. If I put x is equal to minus 1, whenever I am giving negative values, that time in modulus function, the function is minus x. Function is minus x. What is the answer here? If I put x is equal to minus 1, it is plus 1. If I put x is equal to minus 2, it is plus 2. If I put minus 3, it is plus 3. If I put it like that, minus 4, you get plus 4. If I put 0, what happens? 100% it is 0. You can see here. So if I start joining these points, see here I am getting a V-shaped graph. So we can give a conclusion that the modulus function graph is always a V-shaped graph. It is exactly look like capital V. So it is a V-shaped graph. It never comes below the origin. It never comes below the origin because modulus says always it gives positive answers. Okay. Let us see what is the domain here. Domain is any real number we can give. So it is real number, capital R. Next, what is the range? So student, range is, as I said, I am getting always positive numbers. So that is positive real number is my output. Positive R, that is real number. What is the codomain? Codomain is a real number. Set of all real numbers here. Real number means set of all real numbers. Positive real number means it is start from 0 to positive infinity. So student, this is about modulus function. After modulus function, the fourth one, let us discuss signum function. Signum function. Signum function. It's a very interesting function here. A function f from R to R, function f from R to R is said to be signum function if y is equals to f of x and thus f of x is equals to plus 1 if x is greater than 0, 0 if x is equals to 0, minus 1 if x is strictly less than 0. So student, this is the definition of signum function. That is, a function f from R to R is said to be signum function defined by y is equal to f of x and that should be equals to 1, 0, minus 1. When 1 will come? 1 will come only for the greater values of 0. 0 when x is equal to 0, minus 1 when lesser values of 0. When x is negative values, then the function is minus 1. Okay. Let us see the graph of this. How can we draw the graph with this function? You can write the graph here. Positive x, negative x, positive y, origin, negative y. Okay, let us put the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4. Next here 1, 2, 3, -1, -2. Of course, okay, there is a -3. Okay, students, let us start marking the numbers here. Okay. Here first, if I give the positive numbers, means the numbers which are greater than 0. If I put x is equals to 1 here, first 0. If I put x is equal to 0, it is 0. No doubt about it. It is 0 because see this one. Okay, this is over. Next, if I put x is equals to positive values here, if x is positive value, it can be decimals, it can be direct numbers. If I put x is equal to first 1, I will mark the numbers here. But don't get confused that sir is always explaining only direct number 1, 2, 3, 4. If I take any decimals here, it might be different answer. No. Whatever the decimals I am taking greater than 0, for all those things, this is the function. If I put x is equal to 1, what is the output? Output is 1, because for any positive values of x, function is fixed. It is 1. Okay. If I put x is equal to 2, yes, obviously 2 is also greater than 0. So for that also x is 1. F of x is 1. If I put x is equal to 3 here, y is 1. If I put x is equal to 4, then also it is 1. But for 0, this is not possible. I'll put small circle for this. Because for 0 it is 0. For 0 also it is not 1. Okay. Just one small circle it is. So if I draw a line, the line will be like this. It is a parallel to x-axis line. Next, let us take negative values of x. Negative values of x. If I take any negative values of x, that time for me the function is -1 here. If I put x is equal to -1, then what is my y? It is -1. If I put x is equal to -2 or any decimal between -1 and 2, then it is -1. If I put x is equal to -3, then also it is -1. But when x is equal to 0, it cannot be equals to -1. So I will put circle for this. Then if I start joining these points, I will get a line. I will get a line parallel to x-axis from below the origin. Here, if I start joining the points, I will get a line parallel to positive x-axis above the origin. So this is the graph of a signum function. And the function always gives only 3 answers. What are the 3 answers? Positive 1, 0 and negative 1. These are the 3 answers it will give for any real numbers. Okay. Then let us see the domain here. Let us discuss the domain. What is the domain here? Since we are giving all the values of x, positive we are giving, negative we are giving, 0 we are giving. So its domain is real number. Capital R. Then what is the range here? Very important. Range. Let's see here. Range is, there are only 3 answers as I said. 1, 0, -1. So its range is -1, 0, 1. This is the range here. Obviously, what is the codomain? Codomain is positive real numbers. So range is 1, 0, -1. Codomain is positive real numbers. Domain is also, codomain is any real number, not positive. Any real number. Domain is any real number. So this is about signum function. Let us discuss next one. Next one is the greatest integer function. Fifth one, greatest integer function. This function has another name called as step function. Greatest integer function or step function. Its definition is a function f from R to R, defined by y is equals to f of x, and that should be equals to closed bracket x. For all, obviously x belongs to R. For all this, x always in these functions, always x belongs to real number in all the functions. Greatest integer function means any number if you write in a closed bracket, just one number, it can be decimal, it can be direct number, then it is called as greatest integer function. What is the importance of this function? This function says that whatever the value of x is there, we can put any decimal to this, it will never equal to its next value. For any decimal, it never equals to its next value. That means x is strictly less than x plus 1. This x is always strictly less than x plus 1 for any decimal value. That means it will never be equals to its right side value. It will never be equal to its right side value. Always its left side value is the answer here. So let us see the graph of this function. For example, okay, I will give some examples here. If I put x is equals to 1, greatest integer function of 1. The greatest integer function of 1 is, obviously it is 1 only, is 1. If I take some decimals, 1.2, then also the answer is 1. If I take the decimal 1.8, still the answer is 1. As I said, x is strictly less than x plus 1. It should be equal, if I take x is 1, it cannot be equals to 2. If I have a number line like this, 0, 1, 2, see if I put any decimal between 1 and 2, it will never be equal to this. It will never be equal to 2. It will always be equal to 1 for any decimal. Like that, if I take any 0.6, that is 0.6 means it is between 0 and 1. It is always 0 is the answer. As I said, it never equal to its right side value, next value. Even if I put 0.9, still it is 0. Next, if I give any negative values here, what happens? Suppose if I have negative values -1, -2 here. Let us see negative values. If I put -1.2, -1.2. So -1.2 comes between -2 and -1. -1.2 comes somewhere here. This is -1.2. So what is the greatest integer function? Greatest integer of -1.2. As I said, it never equals to its, the next one means greater value. So it means the answer is it is -2. The answer is -2. Next, like that, if I put any number, it is -1.8. Still it is -2 because it never equals to its right side value. It is going towards its left side values. Okay, with this knowledge, let us try to draw the graph of this, and then we'll discuss what is the domain range of this function. Okay. Positive x, positive y, negative x, negative y, 0, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, -1, -2, -3. Okay, students. If I put x is equals to 0, between 0 to any number, it is 0 only. 0 to any number, but it will never equal to, I cannot put 0. So it is always 0 only. If I put any decimal between 1 and 2, if I put any decimal from 1 less than 2, then always answer is 1. See, but I cannot put 2 here, so I will put circle for this 2. But whatever the values between 1 and 2, whatever the value come, 1.1, 1.2, 1.3 or 1.111, 1.1112, 1.1113, any kind of decimals, then the always answer is 1. So I have taken a line here. I didn't mark any point like this. Instead of marking point, I have taken a line here. That says that for any decimal, it is 1. Next, any decimal between 2 to 3, from 2 to 3, from 2 bit less than 3, then what is the answer? It is 2 only. Put a circle because I cannot put 3. If I put 3, it is 3. That's right. Any decimal are 2, from 2 to 2.99999. Any decimal, any number, answer is 2 only. Like that further, if I give any values between 3 to 4, from 3 to 4, then answer is it is 3 only. But never equals to it. I cannot put next value. Let us come to the negative values. If I put any value from -1 to 0, from -1 to 0, what happened? It is -1. It is -1 only. Between any value 0 to -1. Then what is the answer? It is -1 only. But I cannot put -0 here. Take a circle. Okay, here. Next. Okay. Any value between -1 and -2. If you take any value between -1 and -2, then what is the answer? It is -2. -2. -1 I cannot put. I will put circle for this. Because if I put -1, obviously it is -1. So I am putting circle at -1. Okay. But between -1 and -2, any value, it is -2 only is the answer. Next, like that, -2 to -3. If I put any -2.3, -2.2224, -2.0001, any decimal till -2.999, the answer is always what? -3. Put circle here. Okay, put a little bit below. Now, if I see the graph of this function, it exactly looks like as the steps, isn't it? It looks like as the steps, climbing steps, one after other. So that's why its name is a step function. Students, this is the graph of this. Let us discuss the domain of this function. What is the domain here? Obviously, all the values I am giving, including decimals, direct numbers. So that means, no doubt, it is a real number. Capital R. What is the range? What is the range? Students, see, in my answer, there is no decimals. Student, there is no decimals here. There is no values between 1 and 2. I don't have any values. So there is a jump here, there is a gap. It means there is no decimals here. Positive values are there. Of course, there are negative values. And 0 is also there. So what is the range? What are my outputs? My output is integers. Capital Z. So in this case, our range is an integers. All integers. Positive, negative, 0. Set of all integers. Z. Next. Integer. Set of all integers. It is real numbers. Codomain is set of all real numbers. Friends, these are the 5 types of functions which are very, very important. We must have knowledge of these 5 types of functions. Okay, let us, 2 more types are there. Let us discuss that also. But these 5 are very, very important. And any one of these, they will ask for 5 marks in first PUC annual examination. Next is after this, let us go to the next side. It is a polynomial function. Polynomial function. Poly means many. Nomial means terms. A function which has many terms. That is polynomial functions. So what are polynomial functions? A function f from R to R defined by y is equals to f of x, and that should be equals to a naught plus a1x plus a2x square plus dot 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 plus an x power n. Obviously x is a real number here for all x, where x values are from real numbers, and this a naught, a1, comma a2 dot 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 an are also belongs to a real number. Means this a naught, a1, a2 dot 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 an are also a constant. That is it can be anything from real numbers. It can be positive, it can be negative, anything. So these kind of functions are called a polynomial functions. And if it is up to n, then it has a name, specified name for this. The name is a polynomial function of degree n. Why it is called as degree n? Because the highest power of x is n here. So that's why its name is a polynomial function of degree n. What happens if I take just one term in this? If I take y is equals to f of x, this is equals to just a naught. Obviously, see, it's a constant value. There is no x, so it is a constant function. If I take this 2 values here, a naught plus a1x, this we have seen in our lower classes. It is a linear equation. It is an example of linear equation or polynomial of degree 1, because highest power of x is 1. And in our lower classes, we studied functions like this. Functions like this means simple value 1 plus 2x. This is a linear equation. We studied linear equation. Ax plus b is equals to 0. This is a polynomial function of degree 1. Why its degree is 1? Because highest power of x is 1 and it has only one value of x. It has only one value of x. And we know how to solve this. Simply ax shift b to other side. It is minus b. So what is the x value? Do the cross multiplication or divide a on both sides. If we divide a on both sides, we will get x is equals to minus b by a. This is the value, only value of x, and it has only one value of x, so it is called as polynomial function of degree 1. If I take two terms from this, 3 terms till here, then that is y is equals to f of x is equals to a naught plus a1x plus a2x square. This also we studied, and we studied in detail of this type of function. It is called as a quadratic equations, and we know how to find the values of x if it is a quadratic equation using by formula method or by factorization method. And we studied the graph of this. Obviously, the graph of linear function is a straight line graph. Its graph is always a straight line graph. If this is origin, it depends on the values of a and b. It will be a straight line graph like this, or any kind of graph, but it must be a straight line graph. Whether it sometimes it passing through the origin, sometimes it may not, but always it is a straight line graph like this. And the graph of this, we know it is a parabolic graph. Parabolic graph, y-axis, x-axis, negative x-axis, this is negative y-axis. So always the quadratic function graphs are a parabolic graph. And then how to solve this? And here a0, a1, a2 are any constant. As I said, it is a real number. Like that, for example, 2x square plus 6x plus 3 is equals to 0. See, it is a quadratic equation where a0 is 3, a1 is 6, a2 is 2. This kind of function, these are the examples of a polynomial function. If I take next term, that is a3 x power 3, till that, then we can call that as cubic equation or a polynomial function of degree 3. So students, this is about the polynomial function, and these are the graphs, some graphs of this. Depends on as the function changes, as the polynomial degree changes, the graph will also change. Right. This you have studied in lower classes. The next, last type is rational function. Last one, 7. Rational function. So here rational means we studied rational numbers in detail from the lower classes. So directly I will come to the function here. A function f from R to R defined by y is equals to f of x divided by g of x. Whenever there is numerator and denominator, we should be very, very careful about, we should give more importance to the denominator. What is that? But this g of x should not be equal to 0. That is very important here. If you forget the condition for this, then some cases it may not be defined. The function itself is not defined. So whenever numerator and denominator comes, we should be more careful about the denominator. We should check that at any cost this denominator should not be equal to 0. Because in any case, if this is equal, denominator is 0, then the function becomes not defined. So students, this is the definition of rational function. A function f from R to R defined by y is equal to f of x divided by g of x. What is f of x and g of x? These f of x and g of x are polynomial function. Any polynomial function. Not necessary that both should be same degree. It can be different degrees also. It can be same also, no problem. But it is not compulsory that it must be same degree. It can be different degrees. That is, it can be a linear equation. It can be, then this could be a quadratic equation. Or both could be a quadratic equation, like that. So examples. Let us see some examples. X plus 1 divided by x square minus 5x plus 6, like this. Next, x divided by 2x plus 1, or the best one is 1 by x, 1 divided by x square. It is a constant function. F of x is a constant. This is linear equation. This is quadratic equation. Like that. All this kind of function. Okay, this can also be. Like this. Here, both the degrees are equal. Here it is less and it has more. Here it is equal. This is x power 0. Here also x power 0. Here x power 1, x power 2. Also, it can be any function like this. All these things are not necessarily only this much. Sorry, is this case is not possible? 100% it is possible. Yes, like this also it is possible. Or if you want, you can take like this. Any kind. Not necessarily up to quadratic, it can be cubic also. So how about this? Yes, of course. Where g of x is a constant function here, f of x is a cubic polynomial. That's possible. All these are the examples of rational functions. And the graph is also depends on what function you have taken. Generally, we will take graph to explain this function will take 1 by x. So student, these are the basic definitions of functions, which is very important in first PUC. Anyone they will ask for 5 marks. I hope you people understood the types of functions. If you have any doubt, please put your comment doubts in the comment box. Inshallah, we'll give the best explanation. And for more videos, don't forget to subscribe our channel. And to be helpful to other students, those who are not watching these videos, those who are not getting classes, so to be help those students, share our videos and like our videos. Thank you.